Episode 19, Slewniverse. Let me ask you, how long have we known each other?
Since I was the new kid.
At GFA.
Yeah, at
So
middle
6th grade.
school. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a minute. And look what I got. Ready for this?
Oh, a rarity.
That's rare.
Yeah, it has your name in it.
Yeah.
Like camp swag, or what kind of swag?
Well, no, this is, I brought this from camp, but this had to be 7th grade or something.
8th.
8th?
Yeah.
But that was when
It
you
was
left.
like 8th.
That's how soft it is.
It was.
I mean, it smells bad, but it's like from years and years of use. And look at how well this has stayed.
Yeah,
Isn't
that was
crazy?
8th grade going to 9th because it was at that pop-up shop
Okay.
in Stono.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And we walked
by the water.
We walked to Brandon's house after.
Brandon Velez. Maybe we'll beep that name actually, but
Yeah.
yeah. And the fucking my favorite thing: hand wash in cold water, hang dry, keep it gutta.
Yep. That's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
One of the first. But yeah, that was like, I guess, one of the first pop-up shops I was into.
Yeah, so that was like 3 years into it. But we're gonna run through the whole, what would you call it, history, discography. But should I introduce you? Because people you gotta think of these podcasts as no one knows you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if people know me.
No, I know, but that's like
people
also,
might think I'm dead from all of last year. Like, I'm back from the dead bro.
Yeah,
like,
well, this will be a good,
Yeah, hey, I'm alive.
Hey, introduce. Yeah, but that's, I feel like my job also is to help, explain your life. I mean, it's lucky that I know you, but for other people who are on here, it's like explain it as if people are like an alien or have never met you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're Phil Post.
Mm-hmm.
You're 26.
You could just run it. I think you got everything correct. So if not,
you are the founder and owner of Dertbag, which is a clothing brand.
Yeah.
Started in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
Major success, in and out, and all the other things. But that's just the quick elevator pitch. You also make music, but you have a pretty awesome cult following, all the homies, and you do. I want to ask you these things, but this is my synopsis on you. You make generally small runs of clothing that are exclusive, and you've worked with a bunch of awesome people, including Tyler, the Creator, including Kanye West. You've gone in showrooms around the world, Japan, Barney's. So can we get into it all?
Yeah, man.
That was
yeah.
I was trying, because like we're homies, so I was trying to like, be professional about that.
Nah, for sure. No,
what other words would you use?
I'm really excited to get like a perspective on how you view me.
Yeah.
Because like that's definitely one thing that I really wanted to like have just like really close friends like give me their perspective on me, because I'm so in what I do.
Yeah.
That I never really truly know the impact or like how many people know about the brand or all that stuff. So it's like really, yeah. My name is Philip Post, aka Prince Felipe, aka Porcelain Poppy, aka
5L.
Yeah, 5L is a classic. Yeah, 26 years old. I'm an artist. I have an art project under the name Dertbag that I started when I was about 12, 13. And Dertbag means divine energy radiates through beauty and genius. And then from there, I started making beats, started making music and painting, and trying to take what I learned from my Reiki days of like energy healing and applying that to the music and the paintings, and then that influences the clothes at the end of the day. But I like to think that I make divine energy.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so we're gonna get, because that's like part of the thing that I think is interesting, the different genres, and not just because like people want, like, I think there should be words to describe like oil painter. Or like graffiti artist. There needs to be categories, but people get pigeonholed so hard as like, oh, you're just the clothing guy, or oh. But anyways, what you said before was absolutely money, because I think that, and I've always thought this, that knowing people, like I know you pretty well.
Yeah.
Or like JT knows me really well. Like when you know the artist, the person behind the art, I think you see the art differently. And like, and also, I think that's not true. But like for you, for your clothes, like, I've always just been a fan of you and you're my homie.
Yeah.
And so I've wanted to wear your clothes and rep them, and I like it, and I've supported you, unconditionally. But I think that's a different vibe than just some random ass person stumbling on your work and being like, oh, I fuck with those clothes. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
I didn't just diss you, but do you know what I
No,
mean?
no. You did not diss me at all.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. Is like I had a brand before Instagram, and people like I think kind of forget that we had a world before Instagram, and like people had hobbies and like had to actually like figure it out and not just look at
and
this.
blog and fucking
Yeah, it was like a whole different era, and it was like if you really like something, you had to really do your research, and you've legit seen the growth of the brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
yeah, no, I think I have, but I also like I'm still like on the outside. Like I have my
For
perspective
sure.
and close, and yeah, that's dope. All right, so let's run it back because I generally, again, for people who don't know, I want to run it like a chronological,
all right.
just a little, just the big humps, you know.
Yeah.
Like we'll take like 5-10 minutes. Like start in 2007 because of what? What inspired? I know that's a dramatic cliche question, but like why did you
not
start
at all.
Dirtbag?
Started Dertbag. I was really inspired by like Pharrell and Kanye, like back in like 2005, 2004, and just the way that they dressed. And I saw like an MTV Diaries about Pharrell, and like it was when he was opening up his BBC shop, and
You have beautiful eyes.
thank you, man. In Japan, and yeah, once I saw that and I saw like how much his shirts were going for and just like how cool they were, I was like, this is it. This is like what I want to do. And then even when I was going to GFA, like private school from public school, I was wearing the double polo like Kanye and like trying to get back into that like preppy boy swag. So it was just like the perfect timing for me, at least, because it was like having the uniform like Kanye swag and then going to
The Wallabies.
I didn't have the Wallabies. I was telling this to somebody the
I
other
thought
day.
you did, or was that JT?
That was you and JT, and I was so jealous.
Oh yeah,
I was
fuck
so
you.
jealous because I
thought it
couldn't.
was you.
Nah, I couldn't afford those. I was just like rocking Sperry's or whatever. But
That's how skewed my brain is.
nah, that's cool.
But then you started. You were wearing the Wallabies like a few years ago.
yeah,
and rocking them for like
heavy,
heavy.
heavy. Yeah, trying to do something with them hopefully this year or next year.
Well,
We'll see. But yeah, I was going to private school during the day. Had that whole like uniform, like the polo and the khakis, and then going to the skate park after school. So that's when I like was able to like express myself, I guess, and start wearing skate clothes and like Altamont and stuff. And culture was a big thing. Like Jermaine was like a huge influence on me. 6th grade, like having my sister's friend drive me, like my older sister's friend from high school, drive me to the culture lab when it was in Sono, so I could check it out. And like, he was ahead of the game like crazy.
Yeah. But like, cause like when I think of you back then, like I feel like you were artsy. Your sisters, also your family, like your dad. You just said you were like in the Bridgeport, kind of heart of art when you were young, Jermaine. But also like even like Webby babysat you. He was a creative dude. Like all of this shit. But when I remember you, it was like more rapping, more music stuff. And then Dertbag came out of nowhere, and you gave me the clothes at some birthday, and like you started it, and then you ended up leaving school. But like from the origin, I remember almost music before the fashion. But I wasn't like in your head type, you know. I was just I remember you rapping 5L. Remember on the 7th grade, whatever trip when we did
grade
camping. What was it called?
6th grade.
What was it called?
Camp Haven.
Or
no.
That sounds so like
Camp Hazel.
I thought it was like some new town like.
It doesn't. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but you were rapping in front of like our class at like some little mini talent show. It was so fucking funny, bro. I would give anything for
yeah.
And me and Munir came up and we were like, 5.
I don't remember that, but that's fire. I remember
that was like burned into my brain.
Yeah. I remember I was just like a cool kid for probably like 2 weeks. And then
you and Leo McElroy. Maybe I'll bleep these names out. Maybe not. But anyways, I don't want to get too into it.
Yeah, no, it was cool. The first t-shirt was like around that time though too. It was like I had my Dell, like the school assigned us the computers or whatever, so I was using what was it called? Something fireworks. Flash fireworks maybe.
Interesting.
It was like a really bootleg Photoshop, and I was making just like robot faces out of shapes, and I did an iron-on t-shirt. And that was my first t-shirt in 2006, 6th grade, I remember.
Wow.
And then it went to screen printing, and that was probably like 7th grade when Seth came. And yeah, it was probably like around the time I gave you and JT some tees.
Yeah, I remember it was just like Dertbag, multicolor, and they were kind of patched on top of each other.
Yeah, man. Like So
Screen
fire,
print, yeah.
so fire, because that took mad long. You know, it was like I had to switch to inks and like
Mhm.
I don't know. It was yeah, those teas were really special. That whole time
I
was really
know.
special. I didn't know anything. No one else was
It always is
doing
special
it.
though. Always
Nah,
looking back,
100%.
you
And it
know.
was like, yeah, it was really cool. But even like I don't know, I feel like I'm the same kid during then, and
Me
like
too.
I'm making the clothes I wanted to wear when I was that kid, and like I think little Phil would be like really proud of what I've done and like who I am today.
Me
and
too,
stuff.
dude. And I remember talking to your dad, him being like, he's the most, you know, like persistent he's ever been. I'm not trying to like toot your Sam, but you are the most you person I probably know. Like always have done what
Yeah.
you want.
Mm.
Never like you're weird and crazy and kooky, but like you've
Shut up.
always done exactly what you want, which is perhaps the
I actually want
reason for your success. But
I want to read a text that Seth sent not too long ago because it kind of hits it on the nail.
oh yeah,
Yeah, shout out to Seth, man. Love you.
he's out in California, right?
Nah, he's in Seattle.
Oh fuck yeah.
So our homie Seth texted me. I was home and my dad asked me why we were such close friends. I don't think he understood what made us bond as much since we went to different schools afterwards. And I told him before for sure, but I've always said that when I went to your place, I'd sit next to you in your room, art stickers everywhere, and watch as you showed me shit that you thought was cool. And it was so fun because it was your domain. You were showing me what you vibe with in this giant, complex world with so many niches and identities. It made me want to figure it out what I like too. I think I said that to my dad, that you were the first friend I had who had an identity. Your identity was cool. Cool was not your identity.
Oh, interesting. That's very nice.
Very nice. Shout out to
Seth's
Seth.
nice, and he's also smart, and he's doing cool shit now. I don't know if you've seen his like YouTube videos he makes.
Seth is killing it.
Yeah, he's cool.
It's cool that we're all grown ups.
Dude, because that's the thing. Also, we're gonna get more into you, but like
For sure.
there was like my group of friends that were super creative and cool, and like I think that's an interesting point, having an identity. I don't know if I thought that back then because I was too young to know what that meant, but like looking back, like you were one of my only creative friends, making shit by you for you.
Mm.
There was no money or business involved back then. I was just like doing fun shit. JT was doing that
Yep.
with his piano, and he loved it. And then Tom, like skating and filming, and like
Mm-hmm.
we're all best friends now.
Mhm.
Like still.
Yeah.
And those are like I obviously have other friends from back then, but my main homies that I work with, and Chris knows Tom now, like we all did that shit in middle school.
Yeah, we had some
And we're still doing it.
we had some sort of identity or like knew what we liked and kind of were doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like on a
And I'm happy
larger
that I know you
scale.
still and that we're all still doing it. It makes me,
Yeah.
and even though it feels like yesterday, it's been
I mean,
like,
you made the effort to come check me out at my spot multiple times.
your spot, like your store or
Yeah,
your
no-
house.
No, out of the studio.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, in the past, yeah, of course.
Yeah, no,
you're
but
my
I'm
homie.
just saying that like goes to
Yeah.
show you that you like wanted to like check in on
Oh,
me and,
100%.
like,
I
make
want to
sure,
keep
like,
those ties, bro. There were a couple years where we didn't talk. I mean, life happens when I was in college or when I was at boarding school, but of
Mhm.
course.
No,
yeah,
but
bro.
even then you were like still coming to see me at least like on your break or something. I
Mhm.
feel like
Mhm.
even like in college, like before you had your studio and like before you were like taking everything like super serious.
Dude, because
you know?
I fucked with you because you're my friend, but also like I've always wanted to do that. Have my own thing, build
Mhm.
my own thing,
For
have my
sure.
own whatever company, support myself. You did it before everyone, you know, went like scary
a
early.
lot of people.
Well,
yeah,
you were
yeah.
like too young. you
I was
know?
like I was the blueprint, bro.
You were like fucking 13.
Yeah, I was the blueprint for sure.
All right, but let's keep it going. That's amazing. I love you.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah. I got you, bro.
But I want to go to flash forward 6th, 7th grade. You're doing this. You go back to public school, and then you don't finish public school.
No, I finished
Oh, you
public
did?
school.
I thought you
Don't
did.
play me like that, bro.
I thought you like got your GED.
No,
but you were
bro.
out for you were sick then
Jesus
also.
Christ.
But you were sick then also, right? And you missed
I've-
like a year.
I've been sick since I was all right. I got Crohn's disease.
Yeah, okay, we'll
Let's,
say that.
let's, like I have Crohn's disease and UC since I've been 10. So like in middle school, I was really trying to get it under control, and like Sam can attest to this. I was out for like at least a month,
Mhm.
months to like 2 months,
Yeah, more.
worth of school year. And then and then went to public school. I did freshman year, and then I started doing like homeschool, and then a bunch of like crazy stuff happened, just like personal stuff. But I knew I was gonna open up my shop the senior year, like
Okay.
right at the end. But because I missed so much school there too. They didn't really want me to walk.
Right. Okay. Maybe that's what I thought in my brain.
Yeah.
Something like you did all the years, then you didn't. I don't know, but
It doesn't matter.
okay. What matters is
It's
senior
high
year.
school,
Senior
yeah.
year, you got the arcade mall.
Yeah, I got my studio.
And can you tell that story because that shit is Chris? I don't think you've not been there, but it's like it's really crazy dope. And it's almost like what the fuck? How did you get it? It's this amazing old building in Bridgeport, which used to be a mall. It's got this insane.
It is a mall. It's one of the first concepts of a mall in America.
Right.
It's
Bridgeport's a huge old city.
Yes, it's a really big industrial city. And I guess it was closed for a long time, and then they reopened it like around the time that I signed the lease for it. And yeah, I've been there for 9 years, and it's been like really cool. The community I've kind of built.
Yeah.
And again, it was just like another thing that needed to happen to kind of like solidify what I wanted to do. And like everyone went away to college, and I was just kind of like stuck back in Connecticut, figuring out what I want to do and like how to do it. And I didn't really know. And I kind of just like went to the store every day. No one really coming by. So like it was just time for me to like design and start to paint and be an artist. Like I needed to like I needed to prove to myself that like that I could do it, I guess. It was like it's really crazy to think about because I was just like doing it, and now it's like all the things I've accomplished, and it was just because like I didn't stop.
Those are the shadow years for me because like you said, I went to school and I don't really remember talking to you much, and I didn't know. So that's, I think, a perfect place. Like, but that's also where you found a lot of success. Like you worked with Tyler like way early on, right? And like Mac Miller, and like you got with Earl. Was
I don't like saying it like that.
Okay,
like,
well, how else would I say it?
Phil, you're on the same wavelength as a lot of incredible genius artists, and you're a genius artist as well, who's on the same wavelength as a lot of people that people know. And because you're on that wavelength, you're able to connect to like a larger group of people, and more people can feel you because you've been through some stuff.
Okay, yeah. So those are the dark.
But yeah, there's a lot of big artists that I'm friends with because I'm on the same wavelength as them.
Okay, so
not in the sense.
Can you tell me how those relationships formed? And those were that was pretty early on, right? Like right after you graduated high school.
Even before, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about it. Because I want like it's as much as I want the personal emotional side, I want like the fiscal success of your business as a brand owner.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everyone has their different terms of success too, So like my term of success is like being able to be content doing what I love to do and inspiring people, because I believe inspiring is the highest currency. Sharing time is like the most like coinage thing and all that, but whatever.
No, you're right, and I'm not trying to take that away from you. I'm just saying also you want to get Dertbag out there, right? Like that's always in the thing. Like you want people
I wanted to be with like-minded.
Yeah.
I want like my clothes. I'd rather have like-minded people that like I appreciate their art and they reciprocate the same like respect. Like that's who I wanted to wear my stuff.
Yeah.
I linked with Tyler because I was making skate edits before I was making clothes, really. And then, I added him on Facebook and tagged him in a video that I made that day. Like, I used to have a crazy work ethic with, like...
I remember the VX21 or 2000.
So I would film all day, come back home, edit, drop that video the night. And I would do that pretty much, like, every weekend, I feel like. So I kept just making videos and using his music. First time he came out to New York, he hit me to come meet him, and he had a show, gave him a bag of clothes. It was right when like Odd Future popped. It was probably like 2010 or 2011, I guess. Yeah, 2010 or 2011. I was a sophomore, I think.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but like because of that relationship, a lot of other relationships just kind of opened. But I was like in the perfect scenario because I wasn't really going to school. So my parents were able to like, I mean, they drove me to the train, and I would use the money that I had and go in for the day and just like link with people. But yeah, the first time I stayed in LA, I stayed with Tebe, and met King Cruel on that trip and became friends with him and like his homies, and that kind of just like, just spiraled more stuff of like things I wanted to do. Because this was like before I was making music. This was probably like that summer of graduating high school.
So long ago, dude. That's scary.
Yeah, or maybe like winter break or something like that. But yeah, from there, just like being able to vibe with someone that's kind of like on the same frequency in terms of like the art that you want to be making, and like someone you respect and they respect you for what you do.
And you're both amped to make more stuff.
Yeah, we're both Pisces.
What does that mean?
We're both very dreamy and like I don't know. We're in our heads a lot and like sad and emotional, but
Okay.
also kind of crazy, but also really kind and sweet.
When did Skating for Satan come out? That was before you graduated.
2008.
Because that was all-time heater in
That
my
was
opinion.
the same thing with the ham.
Was
I
it?
think.
I thought it was a little after.
I'm
No,
not
because you had
sure.
the 40 guy chugging the 40 and the
That was
Dertbag.
before
That was
too.
really
This is
old.
all Facebook.
Skating for Satan, and then you had the vacuum.
Classic.
So
Yeah,
classic.
Dirtbag joint.
Yeah, those are my. I think you got to bring those characters back, brother.
I could. That's what
You
I'm
know
saying.
what I'm the fucking love the characters, bro. I think that
got-
shit's so gas.
I got a crazy archive, you know?
Hey.
Hey, yo.
All right, we'll keep going because this is so interesting. I didn't even know that about, like that's so interesting because I feel like also we share a lot of similarities, like our path. Like I did go to school when you didn't, but then I left, and then I did the work at home for like 4 years, and do
Yeah.
nothing and like head down type, like let
You're
me build
grinding.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you would visit me during that time.
Yeah, but so it's interesting, and I know there was this other kid, my friend Eli Merritt, who kind of did the same thing. He's a sculptor. He like dropped out of school and then just worked at his studio for like 2 years, and then now like runs some other shit. But like I was always like, why not? Like we're different people. But looking back, it's like that's exactly what I wanted to do. Just live at home and just make shit and try to build
Yeah,
something.
For sure.
So for you, building something, keep building. Keep going. Keep giving it to me.
Well, it's
It's
like
just fucking super interesting.
well,
Like
I think people should know that like came up with the brand like when I was hospitalized with my Crohn's, and it's like kind of a necessity for me to do. That's kind of why I've like gone so hard with it and really put it before me in some cases, like yeah, I had to create a world so I didn't have to like deal with my disease in a way. So it's like
you would, no matter what, you'd be doing something. Just from being born with your mom and dad,
Yeah,
your
for
sister,
sure.
like whether it's Dirtbag, your music, but like yeah. So you're saying it was like an outlet.
100% was the outlet because it was right after I was diagnosed, and then it was like something that I could completely focus on, and it could be completely me without anyone telling me anything else. So it's like it's way deeper than like a clothing brand. It's way deeper than like some art. It's like a real universe that I've created.
Yeah, that's why I refer to people to you as like Dirtbag, because yeah, it's your brand, but it's like literally you. And do you think that's
Yeah.
funny when people don't know you, because people
It's
just take
fire.
it as the
It's
face of the
way-
brand?
it's
You know what
way
I mean?
better. Yeah, I like it when people don't know.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
but
that-
like
yeah.
I guess like going from there, I did my first pop-up in Tokyo in 2014,
Mhm.
and then did something with BRNA Melgard, who's like a fine artist. 2015, started to sell to Dover Street that year. Then Kanye wore my piece in 2016.
Okay, we have to break this down a little slower. I love how you're bouncing through. We're gonna get there. So let's take it back. Let's go to
For
the.
sure.
You know what, right, Chris? Like we gotta slow it down here. Yeah.
Japan, what do you want to...
Yeah,
Japan was like, yo, I say anybody that
But like, I just want to like, because again, this is my perspective. So excuse me if people think I'm like just trying to like force things out of you. But like,
No,
I know
it's cool.
friends who have clothing brands, good
Yeah.
ones, successful ones, like
Uh.
Ruben and other people. But like, you are not like normal people,
That's
and so I'm trying to expose the like you.
bro, I'm bad at this.
No, I know. So me too. But
No,
we're
you
gonna
gotta
help
pep
each
me
other.
up. You gotta pep me up.
I'm sprinkling cherries on
Nah,
you.
I'm the GOAT for real, and people that know, and it's like really hard for me to be. Nah, dead ass.
I know you're too humble. That's why I'm gonna say it for you. But I also want people to
Say
like
it for me. Then I'll
like why
disagree.
like you, okay, give me a
Why
second.
did I do the like? Why is my brand the coolest brand?
I'm not saying it's the coolest or it's not the coolest. I fuck with it. You know, I'm the top
No.
top 3 Dirtbag wearers on planet Earth.
No, I
and
know,
that's
but
verbatim
that's what I'm
true.
saying is
Yeah.
like the people that understand the amount of influence that I've had on like the culture, and also like the way that things have shifted in the culture from a kid from Connecticut,
Mhm.
not a big city, not from New York,
Small.
not from LA.
Mhm.
And I was
Suburb.
able to like be the blueprint for these bigger brands and these bigger creators now.
Mhm.
You know, there's no one that's ever going to be like me. There's no one that's ever going to have the parents that I had or like the experience I've had or like even been able to be with Ye for more than 5 minutes. You feel me? Or like
Mhm.
have that dude like text me or like be like, bro, I appreciate you. Like stuff like that is like means way more than like money or like status or anything, because it's like people at a certain level who give you compliments that
They see you and they respect
in
you.
the right light.
Sure.
Like people that can actually see you, not see through you for clout or like see you for like anything else. But besides,
That's exactly
like,
what
who
I'm
you
saying.
are.
Like the world, again, you're talking about pre-Instagram, but the world is just clout and trying to get big collaborations or sell a bunch of things. Like
I'm not about
you were
that.
never 0%.
Yeah.
But so I'm saying, do you think you're like abnormal humility and I don't want to say not giving a fuck, but being very low key, like almost not promoting Dirtbag. You could have easily promoted 1,000 times more throughout
sure.
your whole life.
Yeah, because
not doing that.
You can't buy this coolness. You can't buy my swag. You can't. You could try to.
Okay, so do you think that I'm
It's
saying
crazy drip? So my homie Goose, shout out to
Yeah,
Jorge. You feel
shout
me?
out.
That's like my brother. He's
Mhm.
working on a brand called Cruise.
C for Cruise?
C for Cruise. He just taught himself how to sew, serge, pattern make all in 2 months, and he just like shot the lookbook. It's gonna drop soon. It's crazy. Proud of him.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that actually.
Bro. I'll show you photos
Mhm.
after. Anyway, he was saying like Dirtbag, like people are buying into style and like people are just making graphics, you know?
Mhm.
Like Dirtbag is style. You could like I'm wearing everything head to toe, basically Dirtbag, and like I look good. And like that's kind of like that was my whole like plan was like make pieces. I'm making pieces. I'm not making just like t-shirts or whatever. It's like making actual pieces that hit crazy and like capture a certain time period.
Mm.
And like you can like look at a Dirtbag piece and be like, oh, that was when X, Y, and Z was happening, or
Mhm.
X, Y, and Z was popping, or like the right people in the clothes. And it was all again just like mutual respect for what I do and what they do. Like with a lot of artists that like ended up blowing up really big.
Yeah, so like I almost in my mind I'm really trying to articulate how I feel about you and it's like going up and down, but I think like I almost don't look at you as like a clothing maker. I
No,
think
not at
of
all.
you as just like a creative
Yeah, I'm just
who
me,
does random shit.
for sure.
And which is because I don't know, maybe it's just what I know you, but yeah. Okay.
And then I
Gotta
just
just-
think the way you introduced yourself was amazing. You said you're an artist and you're working on this project
Yeah.
Dirtbag, and that just goes to show that's like I don't know. I just love that.
Ongoing project.
Like
Yeah.
people, like we were talking the other day, like literally yesterday, and like saying, I was telling Sam how important like words are, and like the way that you speak and like the way you spell stuff and all that stuff is like very important because everything is in our mind, you know, and like when you put the stuff into the physical form and like you're actually able to articulate what you want using the language that we have right now. Like I believe like language is gonna go completely. I mean, this is gonna sound crazy, but like visual, like not like with, not.
no, I
You know what I
I
mean?
feel-
Not,
yeah.
not like using like words or anything like that, but like just straight off.
mean it's
just, like,
starting to go visual. Like people communicate in memes. I know that's like a tangent, but it's like the same idea.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Well, memes are fire. I was thinking that you said emojis. Emojis are
But
fire.
same shit,
Yeah,
same
speaking in
s-
emojis
yeah.
is fire. Shout out to Alyssa. Alyssa, you've been texting me crazy emoji game, like straight up. Nah, bro, you gotta see. All right, bro. I'm
Yeah, well, no, I feel you.
no disrespect to
Keep
Alyssa,
going.
but like
Yeah.
her emoji game is crazy, and it
Hell
got
yeah.
me wanting to type more emojis
Yeah,
as of
fuck
late.
yeah.
So yeah, I think. But what I'm saying is, I hope we get to the point where like we're telepathic and like we can like base off a human. We can like see someone's human, like the aura almost. But that just like
Communicate visually, whether it's through clothes, style,
well that too, yeah,
accessories.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy how FitPics like like took over
No,
Instagram.
dude,
I
it
never
literally
I didn't
is.
understand that until like a couple of years ago because I was so like not in that world.
People love fashion, bro.
I know, and I didn't understand that.
But it's like anything. It's
I
like,
love fashion too, but I hate fashion. If that makes sense.
Okay. Well, let's dissect that a little.
So,
Because I don't really know what you mean.
like I like to think that I make honest clothes, like clothes that like people actually wear. Like I'm not like I love
Functionality
well
with
just
your branding and style.
just honesty. Like I
Okay,
feel like
yeah.
people just need like honest clothes. Like all my stuff gets made in the U.S.
Yeah, but who determines whether it's honest or
That feeling of-
fraudulent?
all right, so like vintage clothes are very honest.
Mm.
like people love vintage, and why do people love vintage? Because they were made by a human. Usually, if the vintage is good,
Right.
it's made in the U.S.
Mhm.
And why was it made in the U.S.? Because we had factories
Mhm.
and people employed that were actually sewing the stuff, and there were these like imperfections, and like people figuring out like the garment dye and like all that stuff. It's very interesting to me
Okay.
because like that kind of clothing holds weight.
Good definition.
It holds weight and
Yeah.
it's soulful.
And there's
So-
probably a
and,
purpose
like,
agenda, like
one of-
concerts or like people doing
one-
for like
yo,
like projects.
Yeah, so that's what I've been saying
project-based.
is like graphic design with purpose. Like I don't like designing stuff if it doesn't have purpose anymore. That's
Mhm.
like one thing. I think people can just gravitate towards how serious I take this stuff,
Mhm.
and maybe that's why people like respect what I do. But like it's the
But it's your
same-
longevity. I think now you've built the authenticity idea of longevity.
We're not in the 2010s no more though. That's the
No,
thing.
but I'm
is,
saying like millions of people think of anything like all the big clothing
No,
brands.
no,
Kith,
no,
Mad
it-
Happy. People fuck with that, but it's not the
It's-
same story.
that stuff's corny.
Well, it is what it is. People have opinions. I mean, yeah.
Nah, I know, but we know the truth.
I'm bringing it all. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like really into that shit. You know, like Chris
No,
is more of a fashion head for sure. He knows all about everything, and you like it. What do you think, Chris?
About what?
I don't know what we're talking about, like authenticity with the clothing, and
I think
I'm
it's
not comparing you to big brands. I'm just saying, like,
Nah,
there's
I'm
a
not-
lot of
I'm not
people
saying you
making
are.
clothes. You know,
100%. So I guess Chris, the question is, dun.
yeah.
What
Put
do
him
you
on the spot?
do? You like? Did you know about my brand before? Did you know about Dertbag before?
I
like-
think once I started working with Sam, I kind of found out about it, and then when I was snooping around, I was like, "Oh, this is sick."
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Can you tell that there's like some sort of soul to the brand versus like I don't know?
Yes,
All right,
absolutely. I
that's
mean, just like
cool.
looking, just everything. Yes, without yes.
So I think there's a certain feel to like what I do.
Okay, I would 100% believe you. I just like I feel like you need to. What is
Keep-
what do you
So-
do? You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I love context, but let me say one thing.
Yeah, shoot.
I feel like advertising, like it's almost this weird backwards idea. It's like promoting and advertising almost is a disservice to, like you said, the authenticity and the realness. Like Tesla. Like this is a far analogy reach here, but Tesla, you've never seen an advertisement
Nah,
for Tesla.
You just know.
You just know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I guess, yeah, that's like with my whole brand DNA though. It's like the Braille
It's
stuff.
like people literally find your Dertbag from like random people wearing it on the street.
Mm.
Like who's just going to discover onto your Instagram page? It just doesn't happen. Like
Yeah.
just like me. But I mean, they find YouTube videos, but like or like the big heads like Kanye for the Fashion Week in Paris. Like
Mhm.
that was I know an explosion or other huge people, and that's kind of crazy. Because
You're
that's
telling
hard.
me
Because that's kind of hard to like.
you can't
become
buy
cons-
that.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
that's
he
what I'm
has
saying.
to like it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that's been my whole life. I've never really bought my coolness. I've always just, again, what Seth said, I've always just kind of been cool.
Seth.
But it's always been like that. Like even like when we were in middle school, I feel like when I did the paintball party and then you guys did the paintball stuff like right after. People just have been like
Dude.
doing my swag ever since.
Well, dude, who doesn't like paintball? You can't take paintball.
I exposed y'all to it.
Do you remember when
I
we went,
influenced y'all.
me, you, and Henry or something? We drove like 40 minutes. My mom drove me, and then it
wasn't
was
me.
closed.
It wasn't me.
Yes, it was. You were there, and you were so pissed at me.
That was probably Munir.
no. It was, I think it was me, you, and Munir, and my mom. And I was like, "It's
Nah,
open. It's
It was
open."
probably you, Henry.
No, you were pissed, bro. I
I
remember
was not there
because
I
it
don't
was
know.
closed, and you're like, "You should have looked it up, anyways."
That sounds like something I would say, but it also sounds like something Debo would say.
I mean, I fucked up. I didn't look at the time.
It's all good. It happens.
My mom was pissed.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, paintball is so fire.
Yeah. Shout out to middle school.
All right, can we
Can
talk?
I add something?
Yes.
I said, I think that what separates you from all these other weird brands is that you're an artist, and that you'd be making shit no matter if you had people buying it, and other people are just like doing it for the money, and they just want to
Mhm.
sell shit, and you're just making shit because you fucking think it's cool, and that's what like comes across.
100%. Quincy Jones got this saying, he's got this saying, if you talk about like money while creating art, God leaves the room. And I
Whoa.
feel like God is that, that like messenger that like hits you with the creativity or that and like the inspiration to like actually want to make stuff.
Interesting.
So like, yeah. And it's also like intent too. That like goes back to like the Reiki stuff is just like having intent. But yeah, so I'll go to like what Sam wants me to talk about. Japan was crazy. I was 19. flew there with the Good Company guys.
Fire.
Yeah, it
That's
was,
right on the Lower East Side.
Yeah, 97 Allen Street.
Yeah,
Shout out 97.
97. Okay.
97, yeah. And even that was a good look. So like they opened their shop up in 2012. They were carrying my stuff in like 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got like and then even Goro out in Japan with his shop Minano. He was buying my stuff like probably 2011, like right when I first
Yeah, you've
started.
always been tapped into the
Yeah.
like,
So like I guess
Japanese culture. I
those
feel
were
like.
some big like for the time, those were like the two small shops that wanted to carry the more like independent brands.
And you fucked with them. Like they weren't just random. Like I feel like they definitely
Yeah, that was
aligned
the-
with you. They
that
were
was the-
authentic people.
That was the
and-
Odd Future connection for
yeah.
sure.
Okay. Word. Yeah.
Like Kumasi was friends with Viren, Left Brain, and he had a brand called Free Minds, and he was
Mhm.
doing the Freed Minds and the Good Co. and all that stuff.
The Good Company's fire. My favorite shirt is the rainbow Dertbag. I still wear it. Like that's the most
Yeah.
legend. Like every single one of my friends knows that shirt.
Shout out.
It's amazing. It doesn't have much paint on it. It has a little.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to that shirt and that little time period of my life. It was fun.
And then that was a big deal. And then, in my opinion, especially for like the Kanye thing, the first time Fashion Week, Dertbag Academy, the hoodie.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we could put a picture up of Chris in the edit. Like that was a big deal, right? And
Yeah,
did that start a lot of other stuff? I don't want to say it. You say it.
Nah, I think so. I think
But like, you didn't Barney's come after that?
it was before. All right, so yeah, I'll break it down.
Yeah, please. And break down slowly.
I got
Deep
you.
breath.
So right after it was like fall winter 2014 for Japan, and then right into 2015. I remember talking to my girlfriend at the time. I was like, yeah, I really want to get into Dover Street Market, like just talking to her in the car or whatever. And then like a week later, the buyer hit me up being like, hey, like BRNA hit me saying you have a brand and maybe we can like try it out and see how it does. So I started to sell it to Dover Street in New York and Ginza in Japan. And because of the Ginza route, my stuff was getting in press in Japan, like Nylon Japan and like a bunch of other magazines and
Can
stuff.
I ask a question?
Shoot.
Because I'm really interested.
Yeah.
When you make these deals, we want to put you in a store. You have a contract. Hey, we want this many garments. We want this many styles. Can you
Not
break it
even
down
like-
really quick? Because I'm really interested in that.
Bro.
Like, what are you delivering to them? It's whatever you want to send them, or they ask for specific stuff.
I was doing a, like I never like to use mock-ups. Like I hate how like mock-ups look, and like
What does that mean, mock-ups?
when you just have like a t-shirt, like it's not real. It's like a mock-up.
You just get the design and you just throw it on some fake t-shirt. in
Yeah,
Photoshop.
I never liked that.
Oh, okay. Just like a quick little print that's like BS.
Not even a print. It's just like an imaginary, like it's not made or anything.
Oh,
Like a-
okay.
yeah.
Just like a Photoshop.
Okay, like
yeah, just a Photoshop.
to just say this is what
Just
it would
to
look
show.
like.
Yeah, so
I
like
see, okay.
I would get my stuff
Mock-up.
in, and then I would shoot the product shots, and then I would edit the product shots, make like a PDF of like a line sheet, make
Right,
a
it
price
exists.
sheet.
It exists.
Yeah, it exists. So I'm like, hey, like I have like this is what I'm offering right now, like, and everyone was doing like really small buys. It was probably like six pieces per design. So like one small, like two mediums, whatever.
Mhm.
So I was selling to the Good Co. I was selling to Dover Street, and I was selling to Minano, and probably some other shops here and there. There's a lot of stuff like obviously I left out just because it's
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, like
Yeah,
I
the good
remember
ones.
meeting with like a really big European distributor when I was like 16, and he like I was like coming to the city, and he's like expecting to meet like like a 30-year-old. It's like I was not expecting you, and I'm like, yeah, bro, like it's me, and I
Yeah.
love that. Like
Yeah.
that would happen so much like throughout the time. But because of the Dover Street thing, carrying me in 2015, that led to Kanye being able to buy it. Like I think end of 2015.
So he got
maybe
it from just the store. You're doing these small ass prints. Like you
that's
did
why I'm
like
saying
less
it's-
than 10 of those Dirtbag Academy hoodies.
probably at Dover Street, less than 10.
Yeah, that's
so
crazy.
like 1 of 10 people was yay. And this is like, and like those hoodies were like they didn't sell. Like they didn't do, like they did whatever. Like, and this is like before everyone started printing on Champion. Just that's just like one thing. And like also the brands that were
I remember Tom being like, "It's a big dick champion." hoodie."
all the brands that were in Dover Street kind of shifted as well. I felt like after that kind of explosion, and then so during that time, Kanye's wearing it. I haven't gotten into contact with him, but my friend knew someone that was working at Yeezy. My friend Marcus linked me with someone that was working over there, and then I was able to send a box.
Mm.
And this is right around the time that I made my first cut and sew piece, and it was like a French terry mock neck. It was like super boxy, had a
I
pocket
remember.
at the vents. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember.
So I made this huge box, right? It was like it was probably like 40 pounds worth of like t-shirts and like pieces and stuff. The last piece I threw on top was that white mock neck, and I think that was the only piece he like.
Yeah.
He really wore. He wore that.
I remember that
He wore
one.
that on Father's Day
Yeah.
because of that mock neck. He called me, and you know, kind of rest is history. I met out with him at the Hamptons at the Watermill Center, and that was just crazy. He was like trying to prep for St. Pablo, and then around that time, Barney's hit me up trying to like secure an order. So
A fat order, right?
yeah, it was about like 800 pieces.
That's like the biggest you've done, even for your yeah. So I'm saying that's like a monumental like
it was crazy.
manufacturing
I think
achievement.
I think I put all my money into the actual production, and then I had to like wait 3 months to
To
like
get a check.
to get a check back. But it was like New York, Beverly Hills, and what did I say?
New York, Beverly Hills.
Maybe San Francisco.
I don't know. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I remember going to the Barney's.
But-
JT and I was like, "What the fuck?"
so that was before I got the call from Kanye. So Barney's reached out to me.
Okay.
But the first time I went to California, like the day before I took that flight, I had to ship all the boxes out. It was like 9 boxes.
Yeah.
And then I caught the first flight to LA and went to Calabasas and just started to work.
So what did you work? Like you worked on one of the seasons, right?
I worked on season 4 first for like 10 days, and then I left, and then I hit him back and I was like, hey, like, do you need any more help? Or like, I'm available if you need anything. And then he hit me like the day before he went on tour, being like, I don't know if I can say any of this.
We could take whatever you got. Don't
Alright,
feel
cool.
fine, but just like
Yeah.
we want context. This is the interesting shit. And like you hardly tell me this. So I'm like really trying to scrape out like what did you do over there? Like how was working with Kanye? Like was it
Yeah, he hit
I
me
know
up.
you had a few opinions about it.
Nah, it was sweet. It was the day before he was gonna go on tour. He didn't have any tour merch, so he hit me up, and I took like the next flight out to LA to work on tour merch for like that whole night, and then he went on tour without anything, and I was I was staying up for crazy hours and designing like nonstop, trying to
For the
like
St. Pablo tour.
trying to land some gear for him to use
Mm.
and like designs and like vibes and stuff. While that was happening, though, we were working on season 5. I'm
Mm.
pretty sure, or maybe it was I get everything mixed up around that time.
Was that an interesting experience that you like took away to your own practice and your own business? Like, or was it just, oh, that's a cool experience? Was it lackluster? Or was it like
no.
a little corporate,
No,
like
no,
BS?
that
was
was-
Kanye like a dick? Like, what was it like?
No, that was my college experience. I was working with people that worked at
Mm.
Margiela and like worked with
Institution almost.
Gaultier, like just people that like went to school, and I was there.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
yeah.
it was a little bit of an imposter syndrome because I was like, am I really supposed to be here? Like
Right.
I would do my like doodles and then like show one of the girls that like worked on the team, and they're like, oh, this is so cute. And I'm like, it's cute. Like I don't want it to be cute. I just wanted to like explain what I want. And then so I was able to like design a couple pieces, but it's really just like that energy. And like that's why I like use the word like wavelength and like frequency, because it's like the best of the best people in one room, and like the energy in that space, like that's the hardest thing to describe about my whole experience. But it was like using what I learned from, I guess I worked from 2016 to 2017, and then like here and there throughout the years. But I used what I learned to apply to my first runway show in 2018.
Right.
So after I got fired, I like
Why do you got like actually fired, or they were just like, we don't need you anymore? Because that's a big word, fired.
the change of direction is the word that he used. I like hit him like with a thank you, and he was like, this isn't the last time we're working. It was just a change of direction.
Mm-hmm.
But like more context, I guess I was a creative director over there, and I made a collection and showed it to him, and then direction changed.
Mm-hmm. And then he bit and stole all your work.
No, not at all.
I'm kidding.
No, he has a lot of talented people around him.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was really cool sharing time with him and like being, just around him and like meeting the people that
I think
he
it's
was
cool.
with.
I mean, I think it's
For
cool that he's in
sure.
touch with like smaller, like more like on the floor brands to help him influence,
Yeah,
his
man.
world.
I think everything that I taught myself led me to that moment though. Like
Mm.
I had to teach myself how to dye. I had to teach myself how to screen print. I had to like figure out the cut and
Well,
sew
dude,
and
it's
like
obvious you
the
have a
fabric
full
and all
like
that stuff.
business. Like, of course, yeah. It's like he knew you were like you had the chops, but of course,
For
every
sure.
moment, yeah, I agree.
But I'm saying like no one taught me that. It was like
Yeah.
it was all things that like there's no school for really.
I remember when you posted on Instagram. I'll never forget.
Mm.
And it was 2014, right, when you wore the Dirtbag Academy, and you reposted on your Instagram all caps, "Mom, I made it."
I don't even remember that,
And
but
you
that's
just posted
fire.
it must have been a story or something, but him wearing it,
Yeah.
and it's just all caps, "Mom, I made it," or like, "Mom, I love you."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit, that's crazy."
Yeah. I mean, I like you know,
Not
right?
that famous people wearing your shit is like the end all be all success,
Nah,
but it's a big
like,
move in
he's
your
the
life.
I mean,
But
he's
it's
the reason,
Kanye.
And it's
yeah,
affirmation.
he's the reason why I got into like
yeah,
everything.
that's what I'm saying.
So yeah, it was crazy full circle, but it was like again, it was I don't know, like I knew that I was gonna work with him. I wasn't gonna work for him. I was gonna work with him, and like I remember driving Ray somewhere, my homie Ray, and being like, yeah, I'm gonna work with him, and then like a week later he called or like he wore the piece, and it kind of I don't know, a lot of weird stuff like that has always happened where I'm like, my intent is pure. I put in the work, and then like I kind of just speak what where I want to be, or like who I
Mhm.
want to have the stuff wear, and like I think all in due time it like works itself out
You're good at being honest. Like, you're a pretty direct person, I think.
for sure.
Yeah, but not everyone is. Like, I would say me, I'm like, I think I'm honest with my friends, but like people who I don't really know, it's like I don't want them to think that like I'm like being overly like mean, or like not mean, but like, like sometimes being brutally honest like comes off as kind of like callous or things like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Is that
yeah,
agreeable?
nah,
Like,
for
yeah.
sure.
And but like I want to be more like that because it's not being mean, and if you're a normal person, you know that people being honest doesn't come from a bad place. It's just
Nah, I think that's
yeah, I don't
what.
know what that tangent was,
Nah,
but I see
that's
that in you. I've always looked up to you for that, for being like always honest and kind of not,
swayed.
well, not sway, but not trying to like tend to other people's like feelings of like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings, or I don't want to like. It's never like coddling anyone. It's kind of just like
Nah,
being,
yeah, it
you know
is what
I
it
mean?
is.
Sure.
You know, and like I have my viewpoint, and it's like I got my values and everything, and I kind of like if I see someone fucking up, I'm gonna be like, hey, like I'm gonna just say the hard shit
Mhm.
to a person if they need to hear it. But
Which is honesty, yeah. It's
but
just
I'm
like,
but I'm also gonna be like, yo, this like I can think for myself. I think a
Mhm.
lot of people can't. I think
Mhm.
a lot of people need someone to validate what they like, and I don't need that. Like I can just tell when something is good
Yeah.
because it's good, and
because the world is, they want status and image, and status and image is always fickle, and one person seems to hold some sort of status image, and then they want their validation, but yeah, a lot of people don't have their own
and
interests.
I think what's beautiful about art though is that it can like when something is really good, no one can really dispute it.
I think that's true to an extent. I think
For sure, to an
art
extent.
baseline is the definition of like subjectivity. Things are subjective, but within culture and within cornerstones of society, there's obvious things that are amazing and unanimously loved, and also think,
Hmm?
so, but I agree, but also I think there's, because in the painting world, it's the same thing. It's like, dude,
I'm
it's
not,
like,
but I'm saying like, all right. I think music is probably the best. When I say art, I guess I'm bringing it to music because that's like not visual and that's like a feeling.
mm,
Like when you have like you're gonna nod your head to what like if there's a beat going, like if the clap's on 3 or if it's like a 2 and 4 or whatever, like you're gonna nod your head. And that's what I'm saying in terms of like everyone like if it's a good song, you know it's a good song. If it's a good painting, you know it's a good painting and it's I
yeah,
don't
to
know where
you though,
for sure
because what I'm saying,
but I'm saying it can connect to so many different people.
yes, 100%.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, you're right. The feeling is 100%.
I don't want to go like too deep, but like surface level.
Yeah.
If the painting is good,
Yeah.
a lot of people are going to agree that
right,
the painting is good.
right, yes.
Same thing with the music, same thing with the clothes, same thing with everything.
You're right, yeah.
But it's like,
I like to go down the rabbit hole
but,
too much.
but I'm saying you don't need, if the work is good, you don't need that validation from someone else. You just know that it's good.
I think it's sad. I mean, our people, even us, we were before Instagram, and we like knew what actual real mail was in a mailbox. But even us, I think we were born with this like innate desire for affirmation of other people and always comparing. So it's very hard. And I don't think it's many people's fault that they fall into these traps, and especially now with social media. But like the world that's built now, like if you're born even 5 years after we were born, like you're just always comparing yourself. You're always looking at someone who's doing cooler things or making better things, you know. So it's very hard to have that satiated, like, oh, I'm happy with this, like I like that, and that's it.
Yeah,
That's it. No more things. Like even me, dude, I love myself. I'm my own biggest fan, but I still look to other things. Like,
for
you know,
sure.
it's just natural, but there's a point at where it's more toxic. Switching up, I have a good question because you said it. Normal clothes, like the small releases you make, you know, a little spring line, tie-dye tees and girls things versus the runway shows. Can we talk about that and how they're different?
Yeah, let me put my glasses on.
Because they're different, right?
Yeah.
And you've done a couple sweet ones.
Runway pieces are kind of like my oil paintings, if we want to say it like that.
I fucking love that.
My other stuff is just acrylics.
But in terms of functionality, like how many, they're like one of ones runways, right?
So that first,
more or less.
that first runway was a lot of 101s. The second runway was a lot of 101s. The third one had more pieces that were
this one.
Yeah.
You had a few of those.
So like that joint is like a custom. It's a custom body.
Yeah.
It's a custom wash, and then it's just a print with the thing. But I'm talking about like what the models wore. So like
no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, at this runway show.
At that runway show.
At this runway.
My bad. Yeah. So like what the Moore sisters, what Kayla and Ozza were wearing, like that suit. What Jorge and Ray were wearing, that suit.
Yeah, you had made a couple of those.
Yeah, so it's like, and that was right when I opened the New York shop too, and I guess we could talk about that.
We're gonna get it
later.
But we're only 55 in. Go for another 30.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Why do you think that's a lot or a little?
I don't know.
Time flies when you're sweating in this little room.
So it's more so like those pieces that I did with the last runway. I kind of like new direction with the brand. All of it was all experimental. The first runway were like pieces that I was working on from like maybe 2014 all the way up into end of 2017, 2018, beginning of 2018. And that was just kind of like a end of a chapter. I always see stuff in like 5 years. So it was like 2008 is kind of when I really started the brand, all the way up into 2013, opening the shop. Those were like my developmental years. Then like 2013 to 2018, like another developmental for like the cut and sew and like learning how to like do a runway in actual fashion. Like that was my college. And now from 2018, now we're in 2022. I had the New York shop and all that stuff. And I'm just like, I have an archive. I have like, Dertbag is known by the people that need to know it.
100%. I think that idea of an archive is so important. And it's like, there's nothing left to prove, almost is like an easy way to say it. But it's the same for like, again, I just always love comparing my kind of creative world versus other people, anyone who comes to mind, because there's so many parallels. They're different but the same. It's like I have 200 YouTube videos that I spent 4 years making. You know, every single thing you see in the studio has a video. Like that's my archive. You know, like the evidence is there. You know, the proof is in the pudding. For you, you know, it's the same thing. But like, I'm just lost the thought. Well, I just had it.
We were talking about runways.
Yeah. So I want to go back to that because clothes are like, again, to me, like there's big executed projects I want to do. Like I'm starting one actually, and it's like thinking a lot about it, prepping a lot about it, experimenting with the prep to finally come to like this really strict order of operations to execute this vision I have. And then there's a lot of the majority of the other work is just kind of in the moment, having fun, blah, blah, blah. So that's that little synopsis snippet is what I kind of think of for like runways. They're kind of like, you have, you know, maybe extremely experimental, but like you're really trying to execute like a number of pieces, guys and girls, with a strict kind of like vision, maybe even like a more narrow narrative And so it seems like really awesome to me. Like, I don't know if it's
Yeah.
stressful and a lot of work.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe
It's
speak some more.
definitely- Yeah.
I'm saying, like, it just
Nah.
seems really cool. Like a really big collaborative, like,
You gotta-
entertainment kind of
in a way,
project.
in a way, I think of the runway as like the art show. The models are the canvas, the clothing is the paint,
That's kind of what I was trying to
and
get
then
to.
you have like your soundtrack or whatever, and like people can really take in that moment and try to like either convey or like see something in a new light, see like a person wearing something differently, maybe inspire them to like do something. Maybe they want to buy the clothes. It's just like that's another ecosystem that you got to deal with, but. Yeah, a lot of work goes into those types of things, fittings, and then actually making the clothes, making sure everything comes to time, making sure that the people actually look good in the clothes, casting the people.
That's what I'm saying. It's like such a big
lot.
event.
Yeah.
And I think it's like so fun. I mean, it's probably stressful, but
No, it was fun. I'm glad you had fun.
I did a crazy rant maybe to get there. But like, what do you think of like other people? Like, cause like the only other person, I'm not in the fashion world, like besides you. I don't, these are the same pants I've been wearing since, I saw you in 2014.
No, it's a beautiful thing.
Literally.
Yeah, man.
I've had these pants since like the 2012.
I'm on the same type of time.
But like I fuck with Kid Super. Do you like Kid Super?
I know Colin. Colin's cool.
Yeah, hopefully he's coming on
Oh,
the
that'd be
show.
sweet.
Yeah. But he's like the other person, again, I don't even think of him as the fashion guy. I think of him as like a really cool artist who does multifaceted stuff. Your opinion is your opinion, but like it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, he's grinding. He's making like stop motion animations for music
He's going
videos.
crazy.
He's just
with this
hardworking.
stuff, for
like
sure.
regardless if you like his shit, you cannot deny the hard work.
You cannot deny it with anybody. And like, yeah, if someone's getting their money, let them get their money.
Yeah.
And
But like his
what it
like
is.
fashion shows, like they seem just so like huge entertainment based, and it's like for me, that's what gets me interested in clothes. Like not that like I'm trying to like get the newest drop of anything, but it's like, oh wow, that's like I would love to go to a fashion show, I guess is what I'm saying. Same with like opera. Tangent.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't really fuck with I mean, I like classical music. I wouldn't like listen to it on the car ride, over to your house, but like I want to go see an opera show because that just sounds like
It's just
upper echelon kind of fucking crazy dope.
I think what it comes down to at the end of the day is just taste. If you're just a tasteful dude, you wanna go to the opera. You're gonna like wanna like be mad cultured, yo. And it's like
I don't know if I'm super tasteful, but
nah.
I just want to experience it. Like it's an
yeah, for sure.
interesting-
But it's a tasteful thing to attend.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
or just another way to be served music.
For sure.
Fashion show is another way to be served clothes.
for sure.
What do you think, Chris? Am I being stupid?
No, you just want to gain as much life experience as possible because that's what inspires you and helps you make your art and yeah.
Just like the different avenues to be delivered. Like you've done more art galleries than I have, like painting galleries.
Yeah,
I think you did two. You did one with Frank, your dad, and then you did some other one. I think I forget, but
in the lower.
yeah, like that's a whole
Yeah, that
other
was-
experience. That
For sure.
another way to deliver your art.
100%. And that was just like, again, I don't even know what years those were now, but yeah, when I was creative directing, I was doing the art show with my dad, and that was crazy. I like remember coming back from China or like one of those crazy trips, like Germany maybe, and then going to Beacon and like setting the show up with my dad, and that was cool.
Yeah.
But also doing an art show with your dad is really cool. I
Yeah.
don't know a lot of people that are able to do that.
No, your dad's the goat, and he also is like
Yeah.
low key one of my mentors. I worked with him for a few years. He's the man.
Yeah, my dad,
He's
my
such a good guy.
both my parents.
Yeah,
were
your mom
really great.
also crazy awesome artist.
Yeah,
You're a lucky guy.
Very lucky, man.
Yeah, count your blessings, everyone. Shout out mom and dads all over the world. Let's talk about the Dertbag store out here because I have a lot to say about that.
Out where?
The Dertbag store out here.
In New York?
Yeah,
Well, it was short lived.
I know, which is so fucking unfair, bro. You got so unlucky.
You're telling me.
It was so shit because, dude, I think it was. Let me go
was-
off on what I think, and then you tell me.
Yeah, go.
You tell me to shut up at any point. But I thought, because I know you about selling and making money, I knew that this move, which you did do, where was it again? Lower East Side. It was right by Good
Yeah.
Company, right? No?
No, it was on 6th Street in between A and B.
Okay, yeah,
Like,
Alphabet
around,
City,
yeah,
like
right around the
yeah.
corner from Tompkins.
I knew it wasn't a
So
money move,
fire.
but you were obviously going to sell clothes. Obviously, you had enough people following you. New York's the hub of culture, blah blah blah. But I thought that the move was like a branding move, and it was to really build a foundation, which you already have kind of like within LA, New York, other places, to get into the world physically. And it was going to be so successful. It already was. And you, but like as a branding move, is that wrong or around the lines? Like it wasn't just to like produce more garments and sell more, not, rather than e-commerce. It was just to have Dertbag in the flesh and skin in New York City. You tell me. But that's what my view was.
I've always wanted a shop in New York. I've always wanted to live in New York. And I guess right around the time when I signed the lease, I was super burnt out from like from 2018 on up until I got super sick last year. I was like really, really burnt out. Really, 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 really burnt out. Like not thinking.
So handsome.
I know, not thinking straight and like just being stupid. But
Just,
anyway,
like overly stressed, like overworked yourself.
2019.
We were just talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, so like, let me just break down 2019 real quick. Like,
this is the year before COVID.
Yeah, hired a team.
Oh right.
Fired the team.
Yeah.
Got a call from Kanye to come hang out with him for Coachella. Went to Coachella right after I got back from Mexico. Right after the Coachella stuff, I had a pop-up shop in Japan I had to go to. And then I signed a lease for New York for 3 years. so like I guess I stayed like home a month and I was looking on Craigslist for like spots.
I remember.
Yep. So
that is a crazy. And then
I should have dipped. I should have just like
you did all the
traveled.
Work. January happens.
Yeah, I did. So I did all the work.
When'd you move in? You moved in January.
I signed the lease in October.
Oh.
So like October, November, December, I was like building it out. Like, and I still had my shop in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
And then I signed the lease, my like apartment lease in January. And yeah, it was open for up until March 15th or 14th. I forgot. But it was super sick. It was like it was a hub. Like a lot of my homies pulled up.
You had a couple like little events there, remember?
Yeah. People pulled up. Tyler and Frank pulled up one day, which was really random. It was really cool that they like stopped by. Yeah, man. I don't know really what else to say besides that it was really sweet, and I wish I could have stayed longer and COVID didn't happen. Yeah, because I knew that it was gonna like it was really successful. Like people, I made my money. I made like. I don't want to say what I made. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You made it enough to be worth it, and that was only 3-4 months into it.
Yeah, no, like I covered a lot of the money that I put in the first day.
Mm-hmm.
So like based off of that, like I just had to figure out like a good system. But yeah, like again, it was like all the plays that I've had to do in the past, like even like coming out here when I was younger and like the connections I had when I was younger, like that like really helped out. And yeah, I just wanted a place for people that were in the city that couldn't come to Bridgeport to come and just like catch a vibe.
Yeah.
And like buy some Dertbag if they wanted. But yeah, it was more a passion play. Everything's a passion play at this point.
And then that closing, obviously financial hit, but also baby hit. Like that's a huge like adverse situation. Fast forward maybe a year later. I mean, COVID, everyone's kind of just at home quarantine, but then you get really sick again in the hospital for what, 3-4 months. Like 2 years of crazy adversity. Can you talk about how that's like, I don't know, shaped you? Maybe it's why you're so mellow and humble and don't give a fuck and just do you because, life's hard. And like, I should have visited you in the hospital more. I didn't. I saw you at your house, but
fine, bro.
What happened to you and your Crohn's is like super unfair. It's super sad. And I wish it didn't happen to you.
It is what it is, man. I was in real big denial for it again. Like I was really in big denial about being burnt out, I think, and like wanting to continue for whatever reason. Like it was really dumb on my part, and I should have chilled out. But yeah, 2020 was really crazy. Like I had to close the shop. I put all my money into it, and then yeah, I just got really sick. I guess like end of summer. Started going to the bathroom a lot. A lot of like blood was coming out of me. Again, just like being in denial, and then it just like. Early 2021, just still like super sick, and I eventually was malnourished. My sister came home from Cali, and she was like, "Phil, you're dying."
Yeah, Jesus.
go to the hospital. So I was like, I'll go after you leave, and it was like the day after. So like when she left, I went to the hospital. My body was eating itself. I got I think it was called edemia or something like that, where your body's eating itself. I was malnourished. I was 80 pounds. So I was at the local hospital for 10 days, and then someone recommended me to go see a doctor at NYU Lang One because they have like an IBD center.
Right.
So after I was hospitalized, I like gained probably like 5 or 10 pounds. Like I was like about 90, and then
You're
like
already a skinny boy, so losing that much weight.
yeah, it was really scary. I deleted all my photos from that time. I can't like look at anything. Even when I was in the hospital, like my friend Brian like FaceTimed me, and we both just started crying just because I looked really sick.
I mean, it was gnarly, dude.
Yeah, yeah, it was really scary. So I go to NYU like a week later after I get discharged out of the local hospital, and then I'm there for probably about like 2 weeks, and that was just like trying to treat my malnourishment. And yeah, they had like the PICC line in me. I was getting like nutrients that way through the vein. Like the PICC line is like it goes from the vein to the heart, which was super gnarly. And then I get let out. I'm home for about a month, and then I just get a really bad pain in my stomach. Like I'm crying at this point because the pain is so bad, and I've never like I have a high tolerance because of the Crohn's in general, but like something I just never felt before. I asked my friend Marina to drive me to NYU because I was supposed to get a colonoscopy, and I just couldn't do the prep. Like the prep wasn't working, whatever. It turns out that I was like septic, like I had a hole in my intestine. So I was like on the verge of dying if I didn't go to the hospital. And then I had emergency surgery the next day where they cut me open, and then they put a stoma through my stomach, and now I have an ostomy bag.
Flex on them.
I will in a little bit.
No, that's crazy, man, and that's so gnarly.
Yeah, so like I was recovering for about a month. I want to say like 20 or some days in the hospital at NYU. And yeah, I had to like relearn how to walk, and like they took me off the pain pills, and that was like a whole mess. And yeah, I was like when they discharged me, I went home for a little bit, had like the home nurses come like try to get me to start walking again, and like learning about the bag and like how to like do it. And then I think maybe a month went by, and the PICC line got infected with staph, and I started to get a clot. So like
Jesus.
it got to the so like I thought I had COVID originally when I had the clot, because I thought I was sweating like crazy.
And then any symptom, you're just like, oh, I have COVID.
Yeah, because it was like I was legit sweating for like 48 hours nonstop, to the point where like the bag wasn't staying on me. So like,
oh,
bro, like I was so
you were so slippery,
bro. The bag is supposed to like stay with you for 5 days. I had to change the bag 5 times in one day.
Ew.
And like I don't like imagine you have a blood clot and you're like shivering because you're so cold, but you're sweating, and like your bag isn't staying on you, so you just got just shit all over you. It's like, oh, and like because I have the PICC line in me, I'm not allowed to shower. I can't get it wet. So I was dealing with this whole like psychological stuff.
That's so crazy.
Like warfare with myself, where I got to the point where I was like, all right, this is it. I don't want to be alive anymore if this is what my life's gonna be.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
So I have to get admitted. Like I have to take care of like I got to figure out what's going on with my arm, and they put me on like watch, because I'm saying that I want to like die and all this other crazy stuff. And yeah, I was in the hospital for another like 10 days, and then I had to go back and get antibiotics infused. And then after that, finally home and like able to order a collection and try to go to my studio that I haven't been to in however long, and
you're doing better now, right?
And then I made a whole collection in the hospital called Dertbag Saved My Life.
Yeah.
The people that were involved in that either visited me the day after I was in the hospital, drove me to the hospital, or like see me after surgery.
Gave you smart waters, or was it Essentia?
Essentia.
Fuck, my bad, bro.
No, it's cool. So yeah, I almost died 4 different times last year.
Yeah, and that's gnarly, bro. And you didn't deserve it. And being sick is like people don't know unless they were really sick, but that's like, really gnarly. I don't know what else to say, but
Yeah, no, it changes your perspective.
yeah, that's
and
what I
like,
kind of wanted to ask.
You
like,
kind of, you're grateful for the day and you kind of want to use the most of it and like not have any days go to waste. And like also, I just learned a lot about myself. It reflected a whole lot. And yeah, your creativity doesn't die when you're in situations like that. It kind of like, once you're like backs against the wall, it kind of works overdrive.
mhm,
And you got to figure out ways to like keep yourself occupied along with like something to live for.
mhm.
And Dirtbag is something that I live for now. I mean, I've always like, it's again like going back to the universe. Like I created a universe for myself, not just with supporters and like all that stuff, but like something I can like deeply tap into where everything is okay.
Yeah, it's like a physical relationship almost.
It's its own entity at
Yeah.
this point for sure. Like one of my boys who OD'd, he was cremated in one of my t-shirts, probably like
Oh, D.
2014. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's way beyond clothes. And that's why it's like really hard for me to like give advice or like talk to other people making,
Yeah, because I think that's another
stuff.
thing. You're not the normal. You're not the normal cause.
I'm an alien.
Case.
I'm
No,
a
you're
big
just like a
alien.
weird skinny kid with salt and pepper hair now. I haven't seen that. Is it when you buzzed it that it came out?
Yeah, I think just going through all of last year kind of just is like, bruh.
Respect, dude. I mean, Frank fucking rocks it.
Yeah, I can't wait till I'm just pure white. That'd be dope.
All right, you
My
talk.
hair.
Thanks for sharing that personal stuff. I know it's gnarly, and I love you, and I wish I should have visited you in the hospital more. I have no excuse other than I should have done it.
It's cool, bro. I'm alive.
I
It
know,
would have
but-
been just like, I don't know. It would have been real crazy if I died and everyone just like realized how much I affected everyone's life.
Yeah, or they would have forgotten you.
Nah, man.
No, you weren't gonna die, bro. You're strong. But what you talked about your like 5-year chapters? Like did we just enter a new one? You said 2018 to 2022. You were sick. You had the store, and then
I mean, yeah, I'm just small steps. I wanted a reset. I like wrote that a whole
Mm.
bunch and like was talking about that all of 2020.
so what does a reset mean?
I got one. Like all of last year was a reset for
No,
me.
but okay, but like within Dirtbag, or you're just your whole life, your whole.
I
like,
wrote
sentience.
I wrote it down, and whatever God provided like for that reset
Mm.
was what I got.
Mm.
And that was like like handle your health. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna test you with your health. I'm gonna test you with all this stuff to see if the stuff that like you actually care about, like, can you really do it?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does.
but
We were talking about it yesterday. Like, what are the really important things to
yeah, and
being
like
alive? And
that's kind of what last year like provided for me, like in that sense of like clarity
Mhm.
of like what actually matters.
Mhm.
But yeah, I wrote that I wanted a reset like probably last week of 2020, and then like got super sick 2021, and that was my reset
Mhm.
because I needed to get woken up to the idea that I need to take care of myself and that I am worthy of self-love and all that stuff.
right.
But also just the amount of support
Mm-hmm.
was like really lovely to see, and
Mhm.
then being able to do the collection and stuff like a month out of
Mm-hmm.
the hospital.
Yeah.
It was a lot of stuff I just needed to prove, and I'm trying to prove to myself and like be better than a couple months ago, I guess.
I know that this is gonna almost sound ridiculous. No one should ever go what you went through, and I would never glorify what you went through, obviously. But it's almost like you saw the people who love you. It proved that like a lot of people care about you, and you got this like, I always think like again, breaking my leg really badly. I don't think was close to what you went through, but it was still like gnarly for me.
Mhm.
And like during that time, I always remember being like, oh my God, if I could just walk normal again, I'll always be happy. Like, I'll be so grateful. Like, anytime, even if you have the flu, you're like, wow, being healthy is so amazing. Like,
Yeah.
you always take it for granted
Yeah.
almost. It's like that perspective is really important, I feel like.
100%.
And no matter, like, I would never want you to go through that or anyone because that's just unfair. But, like, that is like really lucky almost. Like, you can't get that naturally. It's like, it's, I don't want to go too down the rabbit hole, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty important to see like the bare bones of life. These are the people who care about me. These are the things I
Mhm.
like. and this is, you know,
everything came to the surface that I needed to see and like show me what really matters.
Yeah.
And, you know, and
yeah, that's
like,
a good way to put
you
it.
don't need to make life complicated at all. We make life
Yeah,
complicated.
we do. Why? Chris,
don't-
why do we make it complicated?
I don't know, man.
You know what I mean?
So
People care about everything. I do. I was just telling you this yesterday.
yeah, but it's like I'm not in a rush. That's my new favorite thing to say. Is
Yeah.
like I'm not in a
That's
rush,
good.
bro. Like when it happens, it happens. But it's also I don't know.
Like, how do you cultivate that
I don't
gratefulness
know.
without being on your deathbed? You know, it's like, how do you wake up every morning and be like, I'm so, like, just being alive is like,
I already
The-
made it if
the
I'm
life-
alive.
yeah, but so how do you
'Cause-
maintain
'cause you
that?
can
I know this is
still-
like a deep, like, heady conversation, but it's true. It's like,
Nah, you can
if you
just be
have that
nice. You just
secret-
be nice.
I think I'm nice. Like, I think, but
No,
like, that's
but it's
not,
like, but it's
then it's
like,
not enough. Then you become, you know,
It is
everything.
enough. Again, you're making it complicated. Like when you strip it all the way down, just be nice.
Yeah, I'm stripping it down because, like, I know
I'm stripping it down. You're making it complicated.
No, but I'm adding the layers of reality on top of it. You
And
have
what
to
are-
work.
and
You
the-
have to support yourself. You have to go through the red tape of bullshit of life, and through all of those little different pails and avenues, you forget that basicness. That's what I'm saying. Like, you lose it in
Yeah.
the rigmarole of life.
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you suck it back up?
I can only speak for myself. I have a great support system.
Yeah.
Like I'm very lucky for the parents I have. I'm very lucky for the way that I grew up and like the values that were instilled in me.
hmm
No,
No, that's like
But-
the lottery.
but it's also like I feel like artists understand how the world works and what the people need. Like I feel like if artists were really in control, like if we had a Black Mountain College like 2.0 where it's like artists teaching artists and like we're able to like really cultivate like a whole new system
Mhm.
basically, because our system is broken and I feel like the only people that are really able to like change it would be artists.
You're saying our whole society system, our government.
Everything.
Yeah, I don't know if that would work.
I think there's a, I mean, I don't know if we should go down this rabbit hole either, but like we could talk after about it. But like I believe that we're kind of,
I think cornerstones of culture artists can like.
we're entering a whole new space where I feel like the people are gaining more control in terms of like the way that we communicate and
That's
stuff like
true.
that.
That's true.
So I do believe we're like in a new renaissance almost of
That's interesting.
something's gonna change really crazy because Trump was a huge change, you know,
I mean, it shifted
in terms of just like
perspectives. Yeah.
a reality star becoming a
hmm
president.
I mean, there's
So-
been a lot of like from we've been alive. We don't have to continue this rabbit hole, but just social media in itself
Yeah,
changed
Just
how people
communicating,
think. Yeah.
communicating with people and like friendships and like
All right, I want to get
All
off
that
this real
stuff is
quick.
crazy.
One more. We didn't even talk about. We had Genie on the podcast. Matt Chu.
yeah, what up?
He's the
About
man.
him. Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah, me and Chris. He was the man. He was so nice, and
Yeah.
I met him through you
Uh-huh.
at the cloister. No, at the pond shoot.
Yeah.
So fire.
Healing service.
The healing service.
Yeah, shout
And
out.
He's the
What?
man.
Yeah, shout out to Maddie. A lot of my friends are the man and women.
But dude, I remember. You remember you showing me you're on my couch at the old studio with your old homie when he showed me the Loma Chrome purple,
yeah,
and
we're
I was like, "What the fuck?
yeah, we're gonna shoot it like this.
that
X, Y,
shit's
and Z."
crazy." Yeah, and he came with his Mamiya, and it was fire.
I feel like I'm a very dreams to reality type of person. Like I tell people my dreams, and then it comes to reality.
Okay, but we
in
were
a
just
way.
talking before. It's like you almost aren't the methodical. Not that you don't have dreams, but like that's why I want to know. Like, what are your dreams? Like, I feel like
Maybe I don't want it. I don't want you to know.
my thing, and I think Chris, we share that, is like I have like a very meticulous plan, and I make it clear, and we follow the steps. And I think preparation with small achievable goals lead to something bigger. So
I
I'm
agree.
asking you, what are your dreams? You just said I'm a dreams. But
Yeah, no, I feel like everything that I've dreamed,
so like what
everything I dreamed of, like up until when I got like super sick, like I accomplished.
So
and,
like
was
working with
able to do.
Kanye.
Working with Kanye was probably number one,
Okay, that's
and then
sick.
going to Japan was probably number two, and like
Okay.
getting written up in different magazines in Japanese was another thing.
Do you put pieces in place after you have a dream, or you just dream and then hope it happens? Do you know what I mean? Is that a better way to think
I believe
about
that
it?
life is full of upgrades. You know what I'm saying? Like life is a hotel and shit. If the room, if I can upgrade that hoe, I'm gonna upgrade that hoe and get the penthouse.
Okay, so what does it take to upgrade?
Well,
The Disney suite, baby.
well, like
The Walt Disney suite.
I think I've cultivated a really cool name. Like it's not a household name, but the cool people that know it. And like girl Vanessa was wearing my sweatshirt out in LA, and the cashier at APC like was like, "Oh, you know Dertbag, cool." My other homie Sam was eating behind her and like snapped like a creepy photo of like, "You're out here, bro." So it's like
That's a weird world.
Vanessa's from Connecticut, Sam's from Connecticut, so it's like crazy that this wavelength that
Mhm.
we're on, that people that support me and know about the brand, they're also on that because of what they're wearing and what they know about me.
Yeah, no, I think it's like, yeah, I think that's totally true. It's so funny how many people that have saw me wearing Dertbag and they go, "Do you know Dertbag?" And you know what I say? I said, "Do you know Phil?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and
right?
they're like, no.
Yeah.
Or they
bro.
kind of just know you, or they knew that like
Yeah.
Kanye West or Tyler or all the other people. Or,
Mhm.
or
No,
honestly, me, dude, like you could literally look at all my YouTube videos.
I know.
Like
You're
every
always-
single one.
you're
is
always
Dertbag.
wearing it.
Like I feel like Goose
cool.
and Ray, they're huge
That's
supporters.
all they wear too.
But other than like you, like I think we are top 3. Maybe not anymore. I've been wearing a lot less Dertbag because I lost a couple. Also have just like whatever. But like those 2014 to 2019, bro, I think I was maybe second behind you.
For sure.
Like some fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like my grandparents would be like, "Dertbag?" I'd be like, I'd be like,
Your
"What?"
Baggio, mamma mia.
Yeah.
Mwah, mwah.
All right, Chris, you have any other questions? We'll wrap it up soon. We've been ripping.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a lot of questions.
What's inspiring you right now?
Great question. I guess with all the reflection I've been able to do last year, and I guess still I am doing, I'm trying to just see what's the right path for me right now. Like right now I'm cleaning up my shop, trying to give that new energy, like get rid of stuff, paint the walls away.
Purge.
That's what I'm doing. Spiritually purge right now.
I love that.
And then I have a new collection coming out, like design wise, trying to have it on my birthday, 2/22/22.
Holy shit.
If anyone in the comments want to drop the numerology for that, feel free.
22222.
5/2, so
Yeah.
10. You feel me?
Yeah.
Turning
Jesus.
27. Just more information
Also-
for the numerology.
Oh, yeah,
Today the date
It's
2222.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
my
yeah.
shit way more turn.
Oh,
2/22,
yeah.
That's
22.
crazy.
So, yeah, trying to have
Wait,
a-
that's your golden birthday,
Yeah, I know.
right? Oh, no. Golden birthday is you're 22. And it was February 20. Wait, right? No, it's the year. Yeah, it's the year.
I don't know.
My bad.
No, you're good.
But it's fire. It's your silver birthday.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I guess what's been inspiring me as of late is just like my homie Goose, really, like him being able to do the C for crew stuff and like the amount of time he's been doing and like really grinding and like hitting me up early, trying to just like get me back to like where I was at. You know, like I lost myself for a little bit, just like being on so many meds for like the actual surgery, and like I just got off all that stuff like not too long ago. So it's been really nice trying to like have some sort of clearness and like not something numbing me all the time.
And to the environment that you knew and loved and built. Like you were away from that environment almost for like a half a year.
No, I was gone for like 4 years, bro. Like 2018. Like I'm saying, like how burnt out I was.
Oh, really?
Bro, yeah. Because
But
I was like,
okay.
you know, I was traveling and like trying to hold so many hats, but also
Yeah, you
like,
were.
yeah, I just was doing too much. And yeah, I lost sense of who I was. And Goose has been there since 2013.
Was it that dramatic, you think?
Yeah.
You really think that it was that much? You lost yourself?
Yeah.
Wow. Because like I called him yesterday, Chris, and I was talking about how like I've been really stressed out, and we had this big conversation. But I don't think I've ever lost myself. I think, and I'm not saying Phil, you didn't lose yourself. Like get a grip. But I just think that I lose what I actually want to do,
Mhm.
and in turn, maybe that's the same way. Because people don't talk about this whole idea of burning out and losing yourself. And I know, I mean, maybe you've heard Chris, maybe also like YouTubers or even you. Like Chris deals with a lot of shit. He manages a lot of things. Like our lives are like very unregistered. There's no institution. And I feel like people don't talk about the burning outness enough. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm a prime example of
But
like
not-
take care for yourself, and like if you're feeling burnt out, like talk to somebody, like let it be known where it doesn't get to the point where like you're almost dead.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, The brand started as an art project, and then when I tried to make it more serious, that's kind of when I lost touch with what I set out to do originally. And like it was an ego thing and like a lot of stuff that I was trying to feed for whatever reason. But yeah, I'm like way happier where when I like work alone and like I don't have to like ask so many people different opinions and like that clouds like my judgment and stuff like that. And that kind of stuff just stresses me out. I started the brand so I didn't have to do any of that.
Right.
I could just do what I wanted to do and I didn't have to like worry about other people. And I got to the point where it was like I was doing more. It doesn't matter. But yeah.
No, I feel you. But I think those are learning experiences at the same time.
100%.
Because like maybe in the future you will want to do something really big or something larger scale that involves a lot of people. You'll need these different you'll need these different hands and you'll be able to approach it differently.
When that time comes, I'll have the resources. I didn't have the resources for the time that I wanted.
An experience maybe.
Yeah, just everything. It just didn't work out. And I had to go through that and like figure that out and reflect.
You just did a little collab with Felly, right?
Something low key.
Super low key.
Yeah, he just asked me to design something, so I would like.
He's been a huge fan of you for a while.
Bang something.
I mean, doesn't wear it nearly as much as me, but he's always repped your shit.
Yeah, Chris is cool.
Yeah, he's the man. He was trying to come on, then everyone got COVID.
Oh, like,
but he's
right
the man.
Before.
Cause like I don't really know him. You probably even know him definitely better than me. But like,
yeah, I know Chris.
Tom knows him really well. Sure. He's from our town.
From Fairfield, yeah.
And like he's one of those other kids who really stayed on the path and became really successful. And like he even got like bullied type shit for being a little white rapper kid. And now he's like, really successful. So like I love that shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to build a motherfucking fellowship of us Fairfield motherfuckers. Maybe we should all get like secret tattoos, but
dun dun dun. Nah, I think it's I think Connecticut's really slept on. I think it's like I have some friends that are moving from New York to Connecticut who are from California. So that just kind of shows you what Connecticut's on right now. I think like the little scene that I got going on with my shop and like the people that are in it are like making really interesting art. Like Sammy with a $, he's like probably one of the best rappers. Izzy is probably one of the greatest artists coming out of Connecticut.
JT's drummer Gavin has a record label, Bear and Owl, and he was talking to Izzy to sign him. I don't know if that's like public knowledge. I don't know, but like he literally was talking about it to me. And I was like, Izzy, like that motherfucker from Bridgeport.
Yeah, talent.
Yeah, and Sammy's so hype.
Sammy's fire.
Everyone would fuck with his music and go crazy.
I can't wait till he blows. Yeah. Someone just needs to hear the shit
because he already has all of the energy.
All the energy is there. The music is good. And then Goo's doing C for Cruise. The homie Ray has Bullshit where he's doing ceramics.
Yeah, he's killing it. I love the ceramics, bro.
So yeah, it's like I think another thing that a lot of people don't have is like I got a really good set of brothers. Like maybe not like through blood, but like got the good support. And like it's real love. It's not like some funny shit. Like when I'm with all of those Bridgeport heads and like we're all together, like that's like some stuff I like really reflected on is like when we were all in the same room. Like when my shop opened or like when I threw an event or like any of the stuff like throughout the 2010s. And it's those are like memories that I really hold dear.
The familiar faces that are still here.
Yeah, the super familiar faces, the people that are wearing Dertbag, the people that still have their t-shirts, the people that are still with me, like watching me grow, people that know me and like know what I'm about, people that can sense my energy when I'm in the room, people that listen to my music, people, whatever. If you catch a vibe, like this is my first time meeting Chris, and I bet Chris likes my music, hopefully. It's like
yeah, you were playing it before. It's sick.
Yeah. He said turn it off.
Yeah, no, it's just
I did not. I was bobbing my head with him.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it's just like I don't know. I'm really blessed, and like at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Because people can resonate with the art that I create, and at the end of the day, I'm an artist. Point blank. Period. That's literally me head to toe art.
Dang.
Just like energy, divine energy, radiating through beauty and genius.
No, I think it's awesome, man. And I love like you're a different person than my other friends, and we're also really different. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we're
Like,
really different.
I'm like a crackhead business, like social media whore. Like I'm always trying to optimize every little thing, and like you're like the complete opposite. But it's still, like
so I'm a prude.
No, you're-
social media.
no, you're a
hungry.
visionary, more like methodical. You know, like strong arming your fucking like laser. You know, identity. I don't know. I'm not trying to pigeonhole. We're same, different. We're all, but I'm saying we are different in a lot of ways. But
Yeah.
we know each other,
Uh-huh.
and you know, there's.
I think it's just really cool to see how far you've come from like spray painting those outer space like videos on YouTube to like
Yeah,
you know
fuck yeah.
doing graffiti.
No, we're all doing it. That's like I say this to Chris, and we say the people who come on here like there's.
but even like my bad for
you're
cutting you
good.
off.
You're good.
Our conversations like when you were bussing and like when you first got the thing and you're like, yeah, I want to like have a bigger space in Brooklyn and have the podcast and like
Mhm.
hire like a little team. And I'm
Mhm.
like, you're doing that, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So very proud of you, Sam.
Thanks, bro. I love you.
I love you too.
I don't know what I was about to say. Oh. The thing that I love, it's like creative crushes. I know that's like so lame to say, but like the people who we've had on the podcast, it's like so apparent. A lot of them I didn't know. Like not most of the people aren't like you where I know you or have known you for a while, but like it's so obvious when someone makes anything. Art is such a fucking nebulous word, but like when you meet people who have done things for like 5, 6, 7 years and they're still doing the same thing, it's like obvious, you know? And it's like it's their passion is like addictive, and it's like enticing, and it's like, you know, it's so tangible. Like people who do things for so long, and it's like regardless if they're fucking huge, you know, super famous or not, like it's very apparent, you know, the work almost speaks for itself, and the people and the longevity. Rant.
Nah, the work should speak for itself. We got too many people that shouldn't be speaking.
Hey.
And like, yeah, I believe that the work should speak for itself. That's why like rap is so cool, because those are the only people telling the truth nowadays.
Yeah, but like a lot of rappers pop up out of nowhere and there's single hits and they're famous. Like I think that's a bad example. Like there's so much bullshit with the music, and music is music. Okay, we're gonna go down the wrong hole. Should we end it?
The wrong hole.
The wrong.
What?
The wrong rabbit hole.
Oh, I don't know. That's up to you if you want to end it. I'm
Yeah, no, we
chilling.
usually do an hour. Guess how many minutes we've done?
How long?
96.
Hour and 30.
Hour 40
Hour 40.
is
Yeah,
what I have here.
this is the longest one we've ever done, but it's for good reason.
I
Do you
mean,
felt like you said enough?
you were trying to cover a lot of history. That's why I just
We
have.
did,
That's why I
bro.
just have the elevator.
Have you
pitch.
ever talked this in depth about your whole thing?
There's so much to talk about.
No, but like I'm saying, have you before? Have you had the space and opportunity to do it? That's why these podcasts are so fun.
I don't.
Where it's
think
documented
so.
and recorded.
I think it's just good that I did it like after I got super sick.
Hmm.
Just another perspective
But I think it's just
of
like
where I'm at.
it will be fun to look back on this.
Hopefully it's not cringy. Hopefully I don't watch it with my eyes closed and just listen to the
You
audio.
might. I mean, your voice is a little nasally.
I know.
No, mine's way worse.
No, mine's pretty bad.
Chris, anything else?
No, that's good.
think
Hell
so.
yeah.
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 Well, thanks, man. Love you.
I love you too. High five.
All right, yeah. So you can not follow him on Dertbag. The only way you'll be able to find him is by someone on the streets with the clothes.
Derbaggio.
Thanks for the necklace, man.
Derbaggio. Mwah, mwah.
All right, but yeah, that was
Mamma
awesome.
mia.
Pieces, everyone.
Ciao.